Hey everyone, Dr. Luke Peterson here, physical therapist with the Knee Replacement Therapist. In this episode of the Need to Know Show, I'm going to share with you 3 knee flexion or knee bending range of motion exercises that you can do after knee replacement surgery. Now these exercises are going to be a little more advanced. They're going to be standing exercises, working on doing these motions in a weight-bearing position, and probably are a little more intensive, a little more difficult than the ones maybe laying in your back or sitting on a chair. But again, can really have great benefits, improving your bending, improving your flexion range of motion. So the first one, you're just going to stand, and you can stand with the wall nearby or something to hold on to for balance. And you're just going to bring your foot and lift it up behind you like this. Now we're not going straight back like this. We're not trying to focus on hip extension. We're trying to focus on bending and flexing at the knee. Now you'll notice as you'll do this, you'll probably be limited by your hamstrings. But this is a great exercise because it really activates the hamstrings, forces them to lift that foot against gravity. And as you build some strength in your hamstrings with other movements and activities, that's going to help with your knee bending range of motion and tolerance. Something you can also do is if you have a strap or a belt or a rolled up pillow sheet, you can put this around your leg, and now when you bend up, you can pull on the strap and give it a little bit more. And you can wrap it around the ball of your foot as well if that's a little bit easier. But again, just focusing on that motion. If you have really good range of motion, you can bend it up and you can actually take your hand and apply a stretch for your quadriceps, your hip flexor muscles. And that's going to be a little more advanced, obviously, as it takes quite a bit of range of motion and mobility to do that. But that's where you could progress to at some point eventually. The next exercise is, so we just did going backward, bending the knee. Now we're going to go forward. So what I always tell people is just focus on, like you're trying to do high knees or trying to do really high marches. And you're going to flex the hip, you're going to flex it forward, but you're just going to let your leg relax and your knee relax as much as you possibly can. And you'll notice, just kind of by necessity, as you flex your leg up high, that knee is going to show some bending. Because we're not going to go like this, we don't have super hamstring flexibility, at least most of us don't. So that knee is going to start to bend and relax. If you feel stable and comfortable, you can pull up either underneath the thigh to get the leg up higher to flex the hip a little bit more. Or if you feel comfortable, you can kind of hug your shin and try to bend that knee a little bit more as you come up like this. That might take a little while to get to that point where you feel comfortable doing it, but again, another great progression. Now doing a forward motion to try to get that knee bending, that knee flexion. And then the last one I want to show you is a wall squat. So really, one of the best ways to regain your knee flexion, your knee bending after surgery, is just to focus on exercises that are functional, weight-bearing type of movements. So a squat is arguably probably one of the most functional exercises you can do. I'm going to use this Swiss ball behind my back. You don't need the Swiss ball, you can just do it against the wall, or you can even just do bodyweight squats. I like the ball because it allows you to get your feet out in front of you, and then you can really bend down and try to get as low as you possibly can. And again, just by doing this functional type of movement, you're going to start to get that bending, you're going to start to get that flexion of your knees. And I like to tell people, really get your legs out in front of you, and that's going to help kind of not decrease some of the stress through your knees as you go up and down. Get a little more of the motion and the strengthening coming from your glutes. And you can adjust this as needed. You can go a little bit low, not as low if you don't feel comfortable, or if you feel really comfortable, you can try to get really down low and then come back up. You can do holds. You can play around with it and progress it or regress it as appropriate. So functional movements such as wall squats, great way to regain that knee bending, that knee flexion range of motion. I hope you found these 3 exercises beneficial, interesting, useful. Please be sure to leave your comments and questions below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Again, please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you don't already, so you can catch all of our latest videos related to knee replacement surgery, exercises, frequently asked questions, and much more. Thank you for watching.